Welcome to Navigating Change. My name is Susan Stam, and I'm going to spend the next 5 minutes with you in this orientation. My goal is to set the context for the course and make sure you're comfortable with how things will work in this course. To begin, I'd like you to think about the last time in your life that you encountered a large change. And I'd like you to consider your approach to solving problems. As you face this change, did you dive in and try to solve problems to help make the change work? How did you communicate with people as you encountered the change? How flexible were you? Did you jump in and say, I'm going to make this work? Were you really flexible? And how did you utilize those relationships that were available to you to help you navigate the change? These four items are also key skills that help us navigate change, are also key skills that help us manage stress. And there is a definite relationship between change and stress. And I'd like you to think for a moment how change can create stress in your life. For example, some of the emotions that we experience, such as the fear of the unknown, or fear of taking a risk, or our fear perhaps of our inability to cope with a new circumstance in the new change. So there are, a number of reasons that we need to be concerned about stress. Stress is really real, and it has an impact on people and their health and their ability to think creatively and function. But at the same time, we're not suggesting that all stress is bad. For example, I'd like you to think for a moment, or imagine for a moment, if you would, your life totally stress-free. Imagine the very first day of this, that every time you're getting ready to have a desire or a want, just before you even imagine it, it appears before you. Before you're hungry, the exact thing that you're about to be hungry for shows up. Think of the first day of this, and then imagine a second day, and then imagine a third day, and now imagine an entire life like this. Many of us have had the experience of being off from our jobs for a couple of weeks of vacation, and at the end of a 2-week period, we're really eager to get back to work. And that's because some level of stress and challenge is what creates our lives. It's what makes us alive. We thrive on some of that. It makes us more energized and makes our lives more interesting. So a life that's totally stress-free is really not what any of us would enjoy in the long term. So what we want to do is we want to look at how we can better manage the stress so that we can manage and navigate change more effectively. And the key tool that we're going to be using in this course is called the Coping and Stress Profile, that will take a look at those four specific areas: problem solving, communication, closeness, and flexibility, and give us a chance to assess how we are utilizing these skills in two areas of our life, both at the workplace and also in our personal lives. After we've completed the profile, you'll have the opportunity to, over a 14-week period, receive a series of skill drill messages from us that will be filled with various things that you can do to develop these four skills further. And our intent is that you will practice and really work with these four key areas so that you can develop some new habits over time. But you'll also have the opportunity to focus on what's really important to you. As you receive these messages from us, they're going to be filled with many, many resources. There may be YouTube videos that you can watch that relate specifically to the four key coping skills. There may be free software we suggest that you might want to download. There might be links to additional assessments on the internet that are free of charge that relate specifically to one of the coping skills. There will certainly be opportunities to practice. There will be articles and even podcast recordings of of authors who have been interviewed that have books that are specifically related to these areas. So there will probably be a lot more resources than you will have time to fully utilize or capitalize on. So it will be important for you to prioritize as you look at these 4 skills and really decide where the most important areas are that you want to focus your time resources. But changing behavior is extremely, extremely difficult. And so we have built into this learning process the opportunity for support. And that support comes in 2 forms. First, there's peer support through what we're calling telehuddles, where 4 times throughout the process you will get together with your team, people who are going through this learning process at the same time in different areas. And these folks, you will join together using a template, a process that we provide all on the website, so that you can manage these telehuddles and support each other as you learn together. Secondly, your manager will receive, while you're receiving the skill drills from us, your manager will be receiving some coaching tips so that they're in tune with what you are working on and they can support you through the process as well. Finally, we find that there is a large amount of money wasted every year on online learning that sadly never gets utilized. People may approach it with the best intentions, they get busy, and it gets forgotten. And so we're going to be providing an accountability checklist so that as you progress through this process, you're pushed a little bit like us to keep you on track and keep you focused on learning these skills that are really going to enrich your life. All of the resources that you need are contained on the Team Approach website, or they will be sent directly to you through your email system. We applaud your commitment to professional development and look forward to being on this journey with you.